Hello and welcome back to another Mindustry gameplay video. I'm Virogens, and this is a speedrun. Bit of a change from what the normal pace is. This is a speedrun instead of a regular eviction game video. This is the New Game Plus speedrun. So basically the New Game Plus speedrun, you're allowed any schematics, anything that you like, as long as you clear your campaign saves before the run. So here you can see I've got a bunch of schematics and I've got the main, I've got the main research done. And so I'm just getting through trying to do everything as fast as I can. I immediately start off the run by opening to multiplayer, which will allow me to do things like being in menus faster, along with a trick right near the end of the run, like that will basically make the whole run work and make it so fast. So right away, building as much copper and lead as I can in this starting bit. Eventually, I'm going to get to the point where I have about 170 or 180 copper, and I can put down these copper drills, and then I'm just going to respawn immediately and continue mining. And after a little bit, I can put down the bridges for the copper and lead that I just placed. And the basic goal right now, because I have all of the research tree finished, that means that the game thinks that I've unlocked all of the sectors already. It just thinks that I have to visit them to go to the ones after. So basically you need a lot of copper and lead to just whiz through all of the sectors all at once. Here I'm going to mine a tiny bit of lead so that I can build this properly. And this is doing two things. It's setting up the conveyors for that one and also pre-placing the conveyors for one that for a drill schematic that I'm about to place, which is this one right here. So after ground zero is done, this is almost done with building everything in ground zero, and then you have to AFK for a little while just to get the lead. And I'll talk more about the glitches that, well, not glitches, but I've been told that they're not glitches, but I'm pretty sure that they're glitches. But I'll say more about them in a second anyway. Just setting up the last few drills and stuff here. Once this is set up, that's pretty much the last step for this sector, except for placing a couple of duos, and that's just going to make the sector survive a little longer and do a little more shadow production before it starts to break down. So I get to throw a couple of bits of copper in there. It's not at all urgent, so that misclick is completely fine. All that I really need is that to be in there sometime in the next 2 minutes. It's really not a problem. But you can see that the resources at the top, they're slowly banking up. I have to be mining lead here because I don't have enough lead in the sector to mine it all with mechanical drills. And even if I did, I'd still want to do probably lead that way because then I could set things up faster by doing copper drills first. But I'm basically going to wait until I have a little bit over enough to go into two sectors. I'm going to then go to Frozen Forest, finish Frozen Forest, and then basically just hop between the different sectors because as soon as I join them, I'll be able to access the next sector due to how the research tree works. So the biggest thing here, the biggest RNG in the run is waiting for shadow production. And that basically means when you're away from a sector, randomly it'll trigger shadow production and it'll give you a ton of resources. It won't be sort of continuous. So you've got to wait for shadow production to trigger to be able to go to the next sector. And you can see when shadow production gets triggered during this run at least by seeing when you lose a sector. Because when you lose a sector, weird things happen and it also triggers a shadow production at the exact same time. Or rather, they're both like run on the same clock, if that makes sense. Anyway, we're using a build schematic here because it's faster to place it down. And this is also RNG. It's about a 1 in 3 chance that you get the right spot on Frozen Forest. But using a schematic on the core launch, you can place it down instantly, and it just saves a little bit of time building. Going around building a bunch of lead and, copper lead patches. Gonna go down now and start mining copper, and we're back to being AFK again. Woohoo! Fun, entertaining gameplay. But yeah, once we're done being AFK here, we're looking for about 1,000 copper and 1.6 thousand lead. As soon as that's done, we can just hop into the next sectors straight. I forget what the sectors' names even are. But yeah, you can just hop straight into the next sectors, finish 4 sectors, wait for the shadow production, and then finish the rest of the sectors. And you aren't able to beat Planetary Launch Terminal using any sort of units, but there is a glitch on one version of the game where you can, which is one of the big reasons I opened multiplayer, you can open up to multiplayer and switch to a different team while on multiplayer in the campaign. So once I get to Planetary Launch Terminal, I will swap to the Crux team and abandon the sector. And it always instantly finishes the sector. Okay, and here we go. AFK is done. We are just running through different sectors. So I go to 2 sectors, 2 of the necessary sectors. And then I go back to ground 0, go to 2 more. And now I AFK here. And you can see that I'm just sort of going to be waiting around. And as soon as the sector lost message comes up, I just leave. I bolt out of the sector, go straight to either ground 0 or Frozen Forest, and go to 2 sectors, and then go to one more, go back to the other one, go to one more sector. It's strange. And as soon as I get to Planetary Launch Terminal, I can just abandon the sector, swap my team to Crux, abandon the sector, and that's the run over. There's no reason that I'm mining copper here. There we go. Sector of the Craters lost instantly. Going back to ground 0. Going to Impact. Going to Desolate Rift. Going back to Frozen Forest. And going to Planetary Launch Terminal. And I change my team to Crux. And abandon the sector. And that is the run finished. You can see the timer at the end. Sector playtime 8 minutes. It's more like 9 minutes, but close enough. And that's the run.